Daryl Coley. Daryl Lynn Coley, October 30, 1955, March 15, 2016, was an American Christian singer. At 14, Coley was a member of the ensemble Helen Stephens and the Voices of Christ. He began performing with Edwin Hawkins in the Edwin Hawkins Singers and then worked with James Cleveland, Tramaine Hawkins, Sylvester, Escovedo and others. Albums of his include Just Daryl, He's Right on Time, Live from Los Angeles, When the Music Stops and others. Early life. Coley was born in Berkeley, California on October 30, 1955. In his childhood, he sang in the Oakland Children's Chorus, in Oakland, California. His parents separated when he was 5 years old, with he and his two siblings being raised by his mother in a solid Christian home. Musically, Coley was first influenced by his mother. Daryl stated, "In my house there was gospel, classical and jazz. I had that kind of musical influence." During his childhood, he learned to play clarinet and piano. In 1968, when Edwin Hawkins released Oh Happy Day, the contemporary arrangement caught Coley's ear. In December 1969, at the age of 13, Coley first heard Helen Stephens and the Voices of Christ, and by February of the next year had become a member of the nationally acclaimed ensemble. During his high school years, Coley was a student of Philip Reeder, Casalier's choir director at Castlemont High School. Reeder helped Coley broaden his musical boundaries and even influenced him to advance to college. Coley's career advanced further as he pursued studies in college, being a top student, working toward a business degree, and even assisting in teaching college courses. Career. Coley eventually began performing with Edwin Hawkins in the Edwin Hawkins Singers. He played keyboards for the Hawkins family from 1977 until he left to collaborate with James Cleveland in 1983. Later, he served as musical director for Tramaine Hawkins when she launched her solo career. Concurrently, Coley branched out in secular circles, singing in jazz clubs, working with artists like Sylvester, Escovedo, and others. He would later collaborate with jazz artists such as Nancy Wilson and Rodney Franklin, and pop artists such as Philip Bailey of Earth, Wind and Fire fame. Coley provided the singing voice of Bleeding Gums Murphy in The Simpsons episode Dancin' Homer, wherein he performs a comedically overlong version of the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1986, Coley released his solo debut album Just Daryl, originally released in 1986 on First Epistle/Plumline Records. The album was nominated for a Grammy Award, and was later re-released in 2006. After the success of Just Daryl, he moved to gospel stardom, releasing critically acclaimed albums highlighting his jazz-infused vocal stylings. In 1990, Coley released He's Right on Time, live from Los Angeles with Sparrow Records, climbing to the number 3 spot on the gospel charts. His following album When the Music Stops, released in 1992, reached number 1 on the gospel charts. In 1991, when his albums released under Sparrow Records were achieving national success, Coley fell sick, experiencing flu-like symptoms. When he visited his doctor, more than 2 weeks later, he was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes, which caused him temporary blindness. He continued to struggle with diabetes. Death. On March 15, 2016, Daryl Coley succumbed to diabetes and died in hospice care from renal failure. He was 60. Discography. Just Daryl, 1986. Released in 1986 under the Alliant label, Just Daryl is Coley's debut solo album. It contains Coley's celebrated cover of J.Z. White's Two Chronicles, also called This Is the Answer. I'll Be With You, 1988. Coley's second studio album, I'll Be With You, was released in 1988, originally under the Light Records label and later issued under the CGI label. He's Right on Time, live from Los Angeles, 1990. Coley's third album, He's Right on Time, live from Los Angeles, was released under the Sparrow Records label. Notable songs include I Can't Tell It All, He's Right on Time and I Need Your Spirit. When the Music Stops, 1992. When the Music Stops is Coley's second live album and his fourth overall. Released in 1992, it is also Coley's second album under Sparrow Records. In My Dreams, 1994. Coley's In My Dreams is fifth studio album. Released under Sparrow Records in 1994. Beyond the Veil, live at the Bobby Jones Gospel Explosions 13, 1996. Coley's sixth studio album is Beyond the Veil, live at the Bobby Jones Gospel Explosion 13. It is also his fourth live album. It was released in 1996 under Sparrow Records, and contains songs such as Sweet Communion, Lamb of God, and Wonderful. Live in Oakland Home Again, 1997. Christmas Is Here, 1999. Compositions, A Decade of Song, 2000. From CD back cover. Oh, the Lamb, 2001. Praise and Worship, 2006.